What is going on, you guys? I hope you're all having an embraceful day. There's still a lot of carbon fiber work that I still need to get done, which is primarily going to be most of my day today. But I also want to start filling in these bumper cover pieces that are right here. I already started doing this one, but I want to get them at least looking a little bit nicer. That way I know these are going to be near completion. Depending on how far we get there, I might start just filling in these as well. I mean, not triangular. I do have to put the other flares back on and see what I need to fill in. This ones need to be resanded because this one's I had to apply clear coat, but we ran out of clear coat, so we gotta sand it and apply 3 more clear coats. And also this one's one of the most exciting parts that I finally went to go pick up, that a lot of you guys have been waiting for, is the rear diffuser for the exhaust, the new exhaust that I'm going to be running. I'm going to be talking a little bit more about this later on down the video, but I mean, it's finally here. Not perfect, but it's finally here. So while I wait for the clear coat to dry on these carbon fiber pieces, and while I wait for the fiberglass reinforced filler to dry onto those bumper covers, I want to talk about the diffuser. If you guys have been following my channel for a while, you guys will know that I made this diffuser myself out of fiberglass. What I did was, on my bumper, the Caminari bumper that I have, I just wanted the bottom section to be carbon fiber, and I can't do that on my bumper because it's not removable, the piece that I want to be carbon fiber. So what I did was I laid some tape on there, I laid some wax on there, and I just started putting fiberglass onto there, created a mold, pulled it off, and I came out with this. This is carbon fiber right now, but I came up with this design that's right here. As you guys can tell, this is the exact same piece that's on my bumper, so this fits exactly right over it. And when I got that done, the plan was to get it overlaid with carbon fiber. I've had some experience with fiberglass since I started the Rocket Bunny project, and do I consider myself perfect? I do not. And I was barely starting to get into carbon fiber overlaying, so I didn't feel confident enough to tackle on this project myself. So what I did was I decided just to go get this piece overlaid with carbon fiber. So I decided to take it to a company which is called Slick Carbon, and I asked them if they could do it for me. And when I took this diffuser to them, I took it about 3 months ago. I don't remember the exact same day, but I went with Chris, with the other Rocket Bunny TC. Pretty sure a lot of you guys know who he is. I went with him to go drop off this piece, and he can vouch for me. I took this 3 months ago to their shop. While those 3 months, I've already started to do some of my interior pieces with carbon fiber. I've done it on my own, and I've kind of like I wouldn't say it's been easy doing it. Like, I've been getting the hang of it, not to like be super perfect or whatnot, but I think I'm I can be pretty decent at overlaying parts with carbon fiber now. One of my main concerns with this piece was these fins. I didn't want to go through the hassle of, you know, well, not even go through the hassle. I didn't even know how to wrap the fins, because I knew you would have to do it in 2 separate pieces, because I mean, it's a complex part. It's like, it's weird, so you have to do it in 2 pieces. So that's another reason why I didn't want to tackle this project on my own. Now you would expect to receive or get back a perfect piece, a 100% perfect piece, especially from a company that wants to guarantee satisfaction to their customers, I guess you could say. And am I happy with it? Not 100%, of course I'm not. And that's coming from me knowing that I'm sure they can do a better job than this, especially in a 3-month period. I want to show you guys some of the imperfections that has came about with them doing this overlay. I don't know, I feel like they could have done a better job, especially in a 3-month period, like I said. But let me just show you guys what I mean. So I first want to start off with the most important one, or one that really catches my attention, and it's this piece that's right here. As you guys can tell, it's bubbled up. You can kind of tell right there that it's bubbled up, and if I were to put my finger on there, like, I can push it down, so it's like an air bubble in here, and I don't know, it just looks freaking disgusting. And this is a piece where it's actually going to be able to be seen on the car, because I mean, it's going to be sitting like this, the bubble's right there, so you're able to see it 100%. Most of the other imperfections that are here, you won't really be able to tell, but that's one of the main concerns that really catches my eye. And I mean, I dislike it. I dislike the way that it looks right there. See, as you guys can tell right here, there's an air pocket that's right here, and they just like put the fabric over. I don't know if it bulged out or whatnot, but this, when I gave it to them, was completely flush. So I don't know if they chipped a piece here or what, but now, as you guys can tell, there's a hole that's in there. So this piece just bulges out. There's also a lot of low spots right here on this flat piece, which you would think would be the easiest thing to do. And from my knowledge of me doing flat pieces, it's the easiest thing to do. All it takes is the time to sand it, apply more resin, sand it until it's completely flush. But right here, even on these small pieces, there's a lot of unevenness. I don't know, let's see if I'm able to show you guys right here. Kind of hard to focus because of the glare. Right there, you're kind of able to see them right there. There's some right there. There's a small little hole right there on that piece. Another small little imperfection right there, which doesn't really matter. The one that really matters is the one that's right here, because I mean, there's a lot of them that are together. That little piece right there, I guess right here they sanded too much into it right here, which, I mean, this piece doesn't really matter, so the piece that's going on the bottom, but they sanded a little bit too much right there. On this side of the fin as well, there's some holes that are right here. Pretty decent size holes right here. All this, look at that. All that right there. And the inside of this fin, you can kind of tell right there, the small little holes right there. And I think on this side as well, as you can tell, there's some small little holes right there. And all those small little holes are fixable, like I've said. It all requires just filling in again with resin, sanding it, filling it with resin, sanding it, and it's all gonna go away. It's just time consuming, that's all it is. So me looking at that, some of these pieces right here, I feel like they didn't want to go the extra mile and completely do it 100%, which I understand. They have other projects to do as well, but I mean, if you want to get the satisfaction of the customer and you want them to come back, you would want to put 100% effort into their work, into the work that you're giving to them. So I mean, would I ever go back? Probably not. After this, I'm probably not going to be going back. I'm probably going to start doing everything on my own with carbon fiber overlay, because as you guys can tell, I've been doing pretty decent. And if I mess up, I'm the only one to blame. Like, I can't blame someone else. Another piece that actually really like catches my attention, besides this bubble that's up here, is these right here. these are on the bottom of the fin. So like I mentioned, these are wrapped into 2 different pieces. These were wrapped, the fins were wrapped individually, and then the whole other piece was wrapped in one other piece of carbon fiber fabric. So this piece that they wrapped, look at right here. Look at all those that are right here. Right here, it's completely chipped off. There's a piece that's missing right there. There's a whole bunch of little air pockets right there. Look at that. This side is I think this side is like the worst side out of the other side, because this flat spot is pretty good. There's a couple little low spots that are right here as well, that could have been filled in with resin, but I do think that this side is the worst one, since it does have the air pocket that's up here. There's a lot of air holes that are right here. I mean, I don't know. Even though this is a piece that's not really going to be seen on the bottom, I would still want a perfectly good condition like diffuser, you know. On this side as well, there's a couple, not as many as the other one, but there's only a couple. Something else that you'll be able to notice is when you shine it against light and you let light pass by through it, as you can tell right there, it's a lot more spaced out. Like the carbon fiber is a lot more spaced out, like they stretched it too much right there. And I think that was only right here on this side too, a little bit, not as much as this side. Let me see. Right there, you can kind of see it right there. But I mean, it's not really, that's not really a big deal, because it's gonna go against the part of the bumper, so there's no light that's gonna be shining through there. Now, I've already tried test fitting this diffuser onto the front bumper, and it does fit how it used to fit. Not exactly how it used to fit before, and let me tell you guys why. So when you put the resin on the corners right here, all around the corners, you try to get it as good as you could get it. Resin tends to stay back here, right? But usually when you're finishing up a job, you would definitely sand it down. That way when you put the part, when you give the part to your customer and they put the part for the first time, it fits 100% like exactly how it would fit. So right here, they left all this resin that's right here, which is pretty lifted right there, so it's not allowing it to sit perfectly down onto the bumper. This is all fine. All this is fine. Right here, where the exhaust hole is cut out, they left this big hole right here as well. All this resin right here up top. See if I can get it from the side. So it's pretty high, as you guys can tell right there. It's pretty high off, so this doesn't sit flush. I have to sand this piece of resin right here. There's another one here, another one there, another one down here, right here. All around, it looks pretty good. That's pretty good. But overall, there's mostly everything that's right here. So right here, this exhaust piece doesn't sit perfectly onto the rear bumper because of all this resin. So now I have to go back and sand all this down through, which I'm pretty sure, I mean, that's not what you want to give your customers. You want to give them a part that they don't have to modify, that they can just put it on, bolt it on, and you're good to go. But this, now I have to sand all that high spots of the resin that was left over, and then I can bolt it onto the car, because I can't bolt it on right now because it doesn't sit perfectly flush. So I have to go through all this before I actually put it on the car. But you can kind of think about it like this: all that resin that's back there is not a really big deal it's not really a big deal for me, since I've been dealing with a lot of fiberglass work. I've been dealing with a lot of sanding and stuff like that. Think about it for you guys. If it's one of you guys had bought this part, and say you're not experienced with either sanding or whatnot, you don't really get down and dirty, you do all the dirt, you give all the dirty stuff for someone else to do. You get this back from the place you took it to get overlaid with carbon fiber. Now what? Are you gonna take it to another place so they can sand all that for you? I mean, think about it, you know, like I said, I can easily do that work. I can sand it down, it's no big deal. But think about it for someone else that doesn't know about sanding and stuff like that, you know. So maybe, I don't know, depending on how I take on like this bubble right here, because this bubble is what shows the most. If I'm able to remove that, or when I sand this, if that like creates a hole or something, I'm gonna have to redo it all, and I'll probably redo it myself, and we'll see how that comes out. So I'm gonna try, this is what I thought of. I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but since there is a bubble that's in there, I'm sure it's lacking some resin in there. So what I'm gonna try and do, well, I do need to sand it right here, but I'm gonna try and get some resin underneath there by using this needle. Like I said, I don't know if it's gonna work or not. Like, it is pretty thin, so thin that it doesn't even want to focus. So hopefully I'm able to like get some resin in there. That's what I hope, at least. No, it fell in. So I got some resin in here, as you guys can tell. Let's hope I'm able to at least put some in there. So I was able to get some resin in there, but it doesn't look like it's going to be going down. So I am gonna have to be sanding that down. Once that dries, I'm gonna sand it down and we'll see if it's actually gonna take that chunk off or if it's actually gonna be sitting a lot flusher. I'm pretty sure, my guess is, from the looks of it, it's gonna be, once I sand it, it's gonna have like a chunk missing right there. Then right here, I tried filling it in a little bit as well right here, where there's already a chunk missing, and I mean, there's not much that I can do. Not much I can do right here, which, like I said, I'm not really worried about it too much right here, since it is going to be sitting like that. You're not going to be able to see it down there. Like I said, my only concern is this little bubble that's right there, as you guys can tell. Now, I'm not saying that they did a horrible job. They did a pretty decent job, but it's not something that I think they should be giving to their customers, especially since it's not at least 95% good. I think I would have been fine with having all this like how it is right now, all messed up, than having this bubble that's right here. Once the resin that I put in there dries, I am going to be hopefully bolting it up onto there and at least tracing out where the exhaust hole needs to be cut out. Like, I've been having thoughts ever since I got the diffuser. I've been having thoughts, what if I don't end up liking it? What if that small little bubble bugs me out so much? Because I'm so nitpicky about things that go onto the car, and I don't know, like, I'm just so nitpicky. If depending on how the angle it is, you might not even be able to see it. But I mean, if I don't like it, I'm going to be taking it off. Another way that I want to go about doing the exhaust is it's still going to be coming out straight through the middle, but if that doesn't work out, that carbon fiber diffuser piece doesn't work out, I'm not going to be doing another one. I'm not going to make another one. It was a lot of time consuming making it because I had to plug up that hole. And as you guys can tell, I already put the exhaust back exactly how it was before with this bumper. And if I were to take it off and I would want to make another piece like that, I would have to plug up that hole again, which I'm not going to be doing. So the alternative plan is, if that carbon fiber piece doesn't end up working, what I'm going to do is hopefully I'll just buy the Rocket Bunny FRS V2 diffuser, and I'll probably be chopping it up, hopefully it's the size of it, like I don't even know what the size of it is, but hopefully it like goes up to here and it'll be cut out through there, or this way a little bit more. That's the alternative plan. That's if plan A doesn't work out with this carbon fiber diffuser. I'll probably be doing it the other way. The exhaust is still going to stay the same, but I'll just have a different looking diffuser type thing. And if I go with that alternative plan, that diffuser is going to get wrapped in carbon fiber as well, which I'll be doing this time. So I just got done sanding the clear coat and I just got done polishing it. As you guys can tell, it looks super shiny. Look at that. So good. Also, this piece already dried where the bubble's at, and I can no longer push it in. No longer. So I guess they missed like a piece of resin right here, I guess. That's why it kind of bubbled up. So, I mean, it didn't get pushed back down. I'll try to put my finger here so you guys can see it. You guys are still able to see it right here. Well, I'm still able to see it. I don't know if you guys are able to see it, but it's still bubbled up. I'm not going to sand it just yet. I think what I'm going to do right now is we're going to be taking off the rear bumper. Well, actually, I do need to sand these bottom pieces. Forgot that I got to sand these, where it's all the resins back here. And then once we take the bumper off to try and mount this rear diffuser, I'm gonna see how bad it actually looks like from up top, like looking down at it. Like if you actually pay attention to it, see if you're gonna be able to see it. If you're able to see it, then I'll probably end up sanding it. If you don't see it, like if it doesn't catch your attention, I'll probably just leave it there. I mean, the only people that are gonna know are gonna be you guys. And I mean, I'm not here to hide anything from you guys. I'll show you guys any imperfections or anything like that. Even with mine, I mean, they're not 100% perfect. I mean, like the flat, everything that's flat is perfectly good. Like everything flat is perfectly good. There's still some high spots and some low spots, kind of like what's left on this diffuser. Not as much as like where the flat spots are right here, but I'll show you guys a couple. See if I'm able to show you guys. You guys are able to tell right there, there's only one right there out of the whole piece. And then over here, I came up short right here, but this is the piece that actually goes like underneath like the dash, so you're not able to see this part, but you can see that I did end up coming up short because I was trying to save some material I just came up short. You guys are able to tell right there. But like I said, this is the piece that you're not even going to be able to see when you're sitting inside the car. So this is kind of like how it went. I started learning by doing these two. These two were the first, I think these two were the first initial pieces that I started learning from. And I mean, these aren't really that bad. Right here, all along these sides right here, there are a lot of like high spots and low spots, which I could have taken more time. This is where I learned that if you take more time sanding it and adding more resin, you can sand it again and it's gonna fill in a little bit more of those spots, those low spots. So from there I came to these, where I just started to come up short because I was trying to save material. But as you guys can tell, I took my time on these. As you guys are able to tell, I mean, there's no like there's no low spots on any of this except for this corner that's right here. There's just where it came up short, like I said. But other than that, I mean, everything's like super smooth. Even this one over here, super smooth. Look at that. So if you take your time doing like one piece, if you don't rush it, if you sand it, there's still some high spots, put some more resin on there. Once it dries, sand it again. There's still some high spots, put some resin again, sand it again. So it's all about taking your time and doing it. This piece right here was pretty difficult because you had to lay it here and then lay it here, and then you still had this indentation right here. This is all laid in one piece. I even did this piece in one piece. Look at that. So there's still some low spots right there. Right there, it's a little bit stretched right there. So I got the rear diffuser on there, just held on by clamps, and I mean, I don't think it fits the same way it did before. I'm not blaming this on the diffuser, the overlay of the diffuser. I think because right now what I was noticing is the way when I made this mold, I had this bumper like laying on top of here, but it was on top of something. It was on top of that thing right there, and so that caused the bumper to the rear part of the bumper to be pushed back a little bit more. And now that the bottom piece is more relaxed, which is the same way it would sit on there, it doesn't like fit right here. As you guys can tell right here, this back piece needs to be pushed in a little bit more back, which isn't an issue if I were to put a bolt right here or a screw or whatever I'm going to be putting right here. So it's not really an issue. So there's not that much big of a problem with this rear diffuser. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just figure out where I want to bolt it, and I'm just gonna bolt it up right now. Might as well already. And I mean, this isn't gonna be staying on the car right now because I do have the exhaust. This exhaust, I have to take it off in order to keep this rear diffuser, because the exhaust sticks out of this hole right here, which the rear diffuser doesn't allow it to come out. So we got to remove the rear diffuser once we're done bolting it up. That way we know exactly where the diffuser is gonna go, and we have the bolt holes already ready to go. So I got the diffuser sitting into place, and it looks good from afar. I mean, it's not that bad. Just over here, it is a little bit short, but the way to fix it is just because of this bumper being pushed too far back. When I first made the mold, I just need to move this up and fill in the gap like that. There's gonna be a small little gap that's right there. You can barely see it right there, but I'm gonna put some rubber trim and we'll all be good. As you guys can tell, it'll sit flush up here as well. It'll fit fine right there. So you just need to bring out this bottom piece of the bumper a little bit out, and it'll fit perfectly good. And then with the weather stripping, it'll fit good right here. On this side, it hangs a little too far out. Same thing, push it out, and it's gonna sit super good all around. So this side has less, this one has more, and I'm pretty sure some of you guys are thinking, why don't you just slide it to the right a little bit more? And you can, because these fins are perfectly put into place, so there's no like moving side to side. But I mean, it doesn't look that bad right there. I mean, like I said, this is plan A. We still have a plan B if I want to go towards that plan B. It all depends how it looks. Maybe I'll run this for a little bit and then I'll switch it out to the other one. I don't know yet. It all depends once we get the exhaust on here, once we get the weather stripping, and once we get all this filled in. I did make a hole right here in order to put the screw here, but it's where it connects to the bumper, it's a little too far back, and the screw that I have is a little short. So I have to order some longer ones, that way it fits all the way through. That's going to push it up a little bit more, and that's going to make it fit a lot better. But for now, it's just held on by that and that one right there. So now that I know that it fits pretty decent, I'm just going to trace that square or rectangle or whatever you want to call it, what kind of shape that is, and we're going to get that cut out. That's the last thing that I want to do before I end today's video. I want to get that little thing cut out. So I already got the rear bumper all cut out, and as I kind of mentioned on the previous vlogs, that I was kind of just waiting for the rear diffuser to put it on. That way I can just trace it up and then cut it, and it can be exactly the same as a diffuser. Because I mean, I never know, what if I want to remove the diffuser? I didn't want to have, like, say I just cut all this out, you know, it would be kind of weird. So if I ever need to remove the diffuser or anything like that, I already have a perfectly clean cut hole right there, rectangular, whatever you guys want to call them, a prism, or I don't know. I already have it cut out, so looking good. It's looking so good. I didn't get to show you guys, but look how thick this plastic is. It's so thick, making this rear bumper super heavy. It's really heavy. If you ever have one of these, when you pick it up, you know what I'm talking about. So I think now that I have the rear bumper cut out, we're just gonna put it back on, and I think we should be done for the day. I do need to put those pieces back onto the car because we're pretty much done with those, and then put the rear bumper in. We're done. We're done for the day. So I got everything I wanted to get done today on the TC. We got the interior pieces, carbon fiber overlay. There's still a lot more that needs to get done, like the center console, which I'm going to be taking the center console out tomorrow. I was planning on putting all the pieces we got done today, putting them back on the car, but I don't want to scratch them anymore that they will be in the future, or prevent any scratches being on them right now. So I'm not going to put those on until I actually take off, and then I put back the center console that will be carbon fiber overlaid when I put it back on. But we got that done. We got the hole cut out on the rear bumper because of the diffuser. We got the diffuser, which I'm not too happy about it. I mean, I'll probably run it still. I actually have a question for any of you guys that actually have an FRS out there. Well, I'm looking to get the FRS V2 rear diffuser. I'm pretty sure it's the same size as a stock diffuser that's on the FRS. So if any of you guys have an FRS, if you guys could do me the favor and just measure it out and kind of just put it down in the comments down below. I would really like to take a look at it and see the measurements and see if it would actually fit the TC, or how it would actually fit the TC. Or if any of you guys can actually even do a render, that would actually help a lot. Just for those of you that will actually do a render or help me out with the render, I'll show you. I'll do like a video profile right here, right in the middle, just so you guys can put it on here a lot easier. But yeah, if you guys can help me out with a render or the measurements, just put them down in the comments down below. It really helps. Anything helps. That way I can see if I want to go that route and kind of see what it would look like if I went that route. I mean, I don't mind running this diffuser the way that it is. It just needs a lot of adjusting, and the resin's not perfect that's on the carbon fiber diffuser. So I mean, I'm kind of leaning towards the plan B, getting the FRS V2 diffuser. But I mean, it all changes. It'll all change depending on if I get tired of the look or whatnot. But I will be putting in the exhaust probably next week. I should get the muffler on Thursday. The muffler is the only thing that I'm waiting for. Actually, I need to get the V-bands as well, so I'll probably place the order on that so I can have them ready for the shop to weld on the exhaust. So the exhaust should be done by next week. I think it should be done by next week, hopefully, because I'm kind of getting tired of the RAS. But I mean, TC's coming along. It's honestly coming along, and hopefully I get it done by next car season, because this season's already coming to a close and I want to get it ready for next season. All painted, new wheels, fender flares ready, and everything ready to go. There's still a lot of things that are going to be added to the car, but I mean, you guys will see later in the future. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching, guys. Thanks for your guys' constant support on these videos, and that's it. See you guys in the next video. Peace out and embrace yourself.